Imagine a room bathed in the soft, warm glow of a Coruscant afternoon. Younglings, hardly taller than the polishing droid scurrying past, are gathered, their small voices a chorus of inquisitive chirps and joyful giggles. And at the heart of this joyful chaos, a small green figure. He is not the somber, burdened master we often picture, the weight of a galactic war etched into every line of his ancient face. No, this Yoda is a whirlwind of motion and light. His laughter a surprisingly robust, infectious sound that encourages a bold young Rodian to try a precarious force jump, and a thoughtful Twi'lek to trust her intuition in levitating a stack of training blocks. His ears twitch with amusement. His eyes, usually so heavy with foresight, sparkle with pure, unadulterated delight as he claps his three-fingered hands, urging them on, celebrating every tiny triumph as if it were a galactic victory. This image, this beautiful glimpse of Yoda in a time of peace, is profoundly poignant. It's a snapshot from an era before the shadow of the Clone Wars stretched across the galaxy, before the Jedi Order became generals, strategists, and reluctant warriors. Here, he is simply a happy, nurturing teacher, reveling in the simple, profound delight of his students' growth. There's a lightness to him, an unburdened joy that feels almost alien when juxtaposed with the grim visage of the Yoda we know from the later years. He kneels among them, his presence radiating an almost palpable warmth, guiding them not with stern commands, but with gentle prods, playful challenges, and that ever-present encouraging laughter. This was the core of the Jedi Order then, wasn't it? Not a military force, but a guardianship, a beacon of peace, and most importantly, an institution of teaching and learning. The Jedi Temple wasn't merely a bastion of power, it was a grand school, a place where the Force was explored, understood, and harmonized with, under the gentle tutelage of masters like Yoda. This pre-war Yoda embodies the vibrant, optimistic spirit that permeated the Order. There was an innocence, a faith in the future, a deep-seated belief in the inherent goodness of the galaxy that allowed such pure joy to flourish. His movements were swift yet graceful, like a natural extension of the Force itself, not honed for combat, but for nurturing, for tending to the tender shoots of potential within each youngling. He would playfully tumble with them, demonstrate complex telekinetic feats with the ease of breathing, and answer their endless why questions with patient, often riddling wisdom. Every session was a dance of discovery, a symphony of learning, led by a master who genuinely found joy in every single note. But then, as history tells us, the galaxy changed. The Clone Wars erupted, a cataclysm that tore at the very fabric of the Republic, and, by extension, the Jedi Order. The serene, contemplative halls of the Temple transformed into war rooms. The lightsabers, once used for training and defense, became instruments of war, and the nurturing teachers were forced to become generals. And Yoda, the whirlwind of joy and light, was burdened. The playful sparkle in his eyes was replaced by a weariness born of endless conflict and difficult choices. The infectious laughter gave way to a solemn sigh, a deep understanding of the terrible toll war exacts. We see him in the later years, still wise, still powerful, but carrying the weight of millions of lives, the burden of a failing republic, and the growing shadow of a darkness he could sense but not fully stop. His small form, once so agile and free, now often appeared stooped, not by age alone, but by the crushing weight of responsibility and sorrow. He became the Grand Master, making impossible decisions, witnessing the fall of his beloved Order, and enduring the tragic loss of almost everything he held dear. The Force, once a boundless source of joyful connection, became a conduit for pain and suffering on a galactic scale. The very act of living, for Yoda, became an exercise in enduring. The contrast is stark and incredibly poignant. It's a powerful reminder of the profound impact of circumstances on even the most enlightened beings. The vibrant, optimistic order that was lost was not just a political entity. It was a living philosophy, a way of life built on peace, knowledge, and selfless service. And the joyful spirit that Yoda embodied, that which allowed him to revel so purely in the growth of his students, was eventually tempered by the relentless, brutal realities of war. It didn't extinguish his light entirely, of course. His wisdom remained, his compassion endured, but the unburdened glee, the simple, radiant joy of being a teacher in a time of peace, was gone, replaced by a quiet, determined resilience. So, when we remember Yoda, let us not only picture the stoic general or the exiled hermit. Let us also remember the little green master, laughing and encouraging his younglings, a blur of motion and light. It's a beautiful, bittersweet memory of what was, a testament to the potential for joy and growth that exists in times of peace, and a poignant reflection on the profound cost of conflict. It reminds us that even the wisest among us are shaped by their experiences, and that the greatest burdens often fall upon those with the broadest shoulders and the kindest hearts. The pre-war Yoda, in his simple, profound delight, offers us a window into the truest essence of the Jedi Order, and the vibrant spirit that we must always strive to rekindle, even in the darkest of times. Thank you for joining me on this reflection. What are your thoughts on this glimpse of Yoda? Does it change your perception of him? Share your insights and feelings in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the quiet corners of Star Wars lore, please consider subscribing or following for more thoughtful explorations. Until next time, may the Force be with you.